with this break. Here we go. 6 packs per box, 8 cards per pack, and we're looking for 4 auto or memorabilia. I feel like it's typically been 3 auto, 1 memorabilia lately. We have Tamaron Terry of the Seattle Seahawks going to Harry, followed by Elijah Moore of the New York Jets. Elijah Moore of the New York Jets to Limped Pimp. So we got Harry Hood and Limped Pimp, so we'll just go with those. Then we have Rondale Moore of the Arizona Cardinals going to BMW, followed by Micah Parsons of the Dallas Cowboys, and that's going to David. Followed up by Mr. Jamie Newman of the Philadelphia Eagles. Jamie Newman of the Philadelphia Eagles going to Brendan. And Elijah Moore again of the New York Jets going to Limped Pimp. Followed up by the Red Spectra out of 149, Devonta Smith of the Philadelphia Eagles going to Brendan. And it looks like we're going to have our first memorabilia of this evening. Ooh, baby, it's a solid one. It is a full coverage Jamar Chase going to Misty. There you go, Misty. Welcome to BreakTraders. Glad you're joining us. There's a little full coverage Jamar Chase for you. And I think he's going to be really good. But unfortunately, like, reports coming out of Bengals training camp are not good about Joey Burrow. I'm guessing he's just not fully recovered, but people do not seem to be too high on him right now. I have the Athletic membership, and I've occasionally hit other teams other than the Bills. Azeez Olahari of the New York Giants going to Phil, followed by Jalen Waddle of the Miami Dolphins going to Brendan. Agreed, Harry. Devonta Smith of the Philadelphia Eagles going to Brendan as well. Then we have a filler card, followed by Larry Roundtree III of the Los Angeles Chargers going to E-Dog. E-Dog, welcome to BreakTraders. And then the Red Recon Chuba Hubbard out of 149 of the Carolina Panthers going to Cynthia. Followed by Mac Jones of the New England Patriots going to Ryan. And Rashad Bateman of the Baltimore Ravens going to Cynthia as well. And we're going to have our first auto, and it is going to be Adarius Washington. Adarius Washington of the Baltimore Ravens going to Cynthia. Ian Book of the New Orleans Saints going to Brendan, followed up by Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons of the Dallas Cowboys headed to David. Then we have Elijah Molden. Elijah Molden of the Tennessee Titans going to Harry, followed by Zach Wilson out of 99 of the New York Jets going to Limped Pimp. Followed up by Seth Williams. Seth Williams, a member of the Denver Broncos, and that is going to Brendan. Jamie Newman of the Philadelphia Eagles going to Brendan as well. Then we have Terrace Marshall Jr. of the Carolina Panthers headed to Cynthia. And Elijah Molden of the Tennessee Titans going to Harry. Harry Hood. All right, we're halfway through this break. We have Chuba Hubbard of the Carolina Panthers going to Cynthia. Chuba Hubbard of the Panthers headed to Cynthia, followed by Devonta Smith of the Philadelphia Eagles going to Brendan. Then we've got Jamar Chase of the Bengals to Misty, followed up by Travis Etienne of the Jacksonville Jaguars going to Limped Pimp. Travis Etienne of the Jaguars going to Limped Pimp. And then we have Kyle Pitts of the Atlanta Falcons headed to Jeremy. Followed up by another Kyle Pitts, a second Kyle Pitts of the Falcons going to Jeremy as well. And then it is Zach Wilson of the New York Jets going to Limped Pimp. And then another memorabilia here. Oh, it appears to be an auto. And that is Dazzy Newsome out of 149 of the Chicago Bears going to Brian. We have a filler right there. And we have 2 packs remaining. We have Nico Collins of the Dallas Cowboys going to David. Jamar Chase of the Cincinnati Bengals going to Misty. Followed up by Michael Carter of the New York Jets headed to Limped Pimp. Then we have Kellen Mond of the Minnesota Vikings going to Brendan. Followed up by Travis Etienne of the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Recon edition going to Limped Pimp as well. Followed up by Dylan Moses also of the Jaguars, headed to Limped Pimp. And then Kadarius Toney of the New York Giants going to Phil. And here we go. Our 4th one is going to be a Javonte Williams Origins auto 1 of 1. Boom shakalaka. That is Javonte Williams of the Denver Broncos. And that is going to Brendan. Just your casual Thursday afternoon 1 of 1 right there. Nice hit right there. We have been pulling some absolute fire. Second straight day of a 1 of 1. And that was after 2 kabooms in 1 box in absolute baseball. Rondale Moore of the Arizona Cardinals, followed by Devonta Smith of the Philadelphia Eagles going to Brendan. We have one more NFL break currently scheduled, and that is going off at, that is a Donruss Elite. You can see the schedule right underneath my face. Pat Freiermuth of the Steelers. There is the Tennessee Titans available in that break, but that is it. Jamar Chase of the Cincinnati Bengals going to Misty. Another filler, followed by Devonta Smith of the Eagles. Then we have Marquez Stevenson of the Buffalo Bills, followed up by Seth Williams of the Denver Broncos. Marquez Stevenson of the Bills going to Harry Hood. Seth Williams of the Denver Broncos going to Brendan. And then Travis Etienne of the Jaguars to Limped Pimp. And who would have thought the Bills getting an NFL receiver in the 5th round and he potentially may not make the team? Absolutely insane when you think of how far the Bills have come and how great they've done rebuilding. Alrighty. Well, let's run down these rookies. And also, Misty, if you're new, you are new, so you can use promo code NEWBT at BreakTraders.com to get into any of our breaks on Shopify. They may not fill today, but they do break when they fill. We have a show tomorrow. We have a show tomorrow night at 7:30. That'll run at least till probably midnight because we have two sets of eBay breaks then. Those will be closing all night tonight. And then on next week, we have a Tuesday show at noon, a Wednesday show at 7:30, and a Friday show at 7:30. Alrighty, here we go. Micah Parsons, the Dallas Cowboys to David, followed up by Travis Etienne of the Jacksonville Jaguars going to Limped Pimp. Devonta Smith of the Philadelphia Eagles to Brendan. Jamar Chase of the Cincinnati Bengals to Misty. That will, there's no link for that. That'll have to be a live auction. Devonta Smith of the Philadelphia Eagles. Kadarius Toney of the New York Giants to Phil. Dylan Moses of the Jacksonville Jaguars going to limp pimp. Didn't mean to put him in this pile. Travis Etienne of the Jacksonville Jaguars to limp pimp as well. Cullen Mond of the Minnesota Vikings to Brendan. Jamar Chase of the Cincinnati Bengals. Zach Wilson Flux Edition of the New York Jets to limp pimp. Kyle Pitts of the Atlanta Falcons. We have 2 of those in a row going to Jeremy. Followed up by Travis Etienne of the Jacksonville Jaguars and Jamar Chase of the Cincinnati Bengals, Devonta Smith of the Eagles, Micah Parsons of the Dallas Cowboys, Ian Book from the University of Notre Dame of the New Orleans Saints going to Brendan, Mac Jones of the Patriots going to Ryan, Chubba Hubbard out of 149 of the Carolina Panthers to Cynthia, Devonta Smith of the Philadelphia Eagles going to Brendan, Jalen Waddle of the Miami Dolphins, and going to Brendan and Devonta Smith of the Philadelphia Eagles. That break will probably get started here pretty shortly because we only have an absolute baseball break that'll get started at 1 p.m. Sorry, we do keep the eBay breaks right on schedule. So that'll be on at 1 p.m. or shortly before that. Alrighty, let's look at our hits. We have the Zach Wilson, 87 out of 99 of the New York Jets going to limp pimp. And we're following that up with some memorabilia. We have the Adarius Washington, the Jamar Chase full coverage, and the Daz Newsome auto out of 149. Daz Newsome of the Chicago Bears going to Brian. Jamar Chase of the Bengals to Misty. And Adarius Washington of the Baltimore Ravens going to Cynthia. And then here we go. The big time hitter. It is going to be the 1/1 Javonte Williams Origins auto of the Denver Broncos. And that is going to Brendan. And with that, folks, we're going to take a 5-minute break and be back with break 1126. And that is the end of 1125.